somewhere a little bit different today. Gone down south to Cotgrave Forest, which is somewhere I've never been before. As you can probably hear, the place is alive with Russell's bush cricket, and there's also lots of these. You might be able to see before it flies off on the dead leaves. It's a migrant hawker. Lots of these and common darters flitted along this hedgerow, but hopefully we can find brown hairstreak, which has been released here. There's a toss-up between either coming here or Plesley Pit, where apparently brown hairstreak is everywhere. But the first thing I need to do is find the power lines, because apparently that's one of the areas where they are. Anyway, amongst the dragonflies, the migrant hawkers and the common darters, this is Cotgrave Forest. Should be one or two inverts that haven't been recorded here before. I'll have to go and find them. Several species have been released here and are doing well, and among them is this, just silver washed fritillary. Getting a bit the worse for wear now. And on these same few teasels, there's two red admirals I can see that are in mint condition, and two peacocks. These are the best views I've had of one in Nottinghamshire. And they are turning up. There are genuine wild records. Found one run over at the side of the A60 one morning on the way to work. Cracking things, and very impressive when they're fresh out. A nice male brimstone. There's actually two here. Not the best of light, I know. The other one's just flitting around at the back there. And brimstone's one of them butterflies that very quickly goes into hibernation. These will feed up very quickly. It certainly has a very different feel to it, Cotgrave Forest, to any other woodland in Nottinghamshire. The general topography of it makes it different from anything else. It's quite undulating. The only woodland more undulating would be Wellow Park. But because it's 30 mile or so in the very south of the county, it just feels very different. Well, for once the crackling isn't Russell's bush cricket. It's the power lines. Fantastic bit of meadowland here. Full of knapweed. And presumably full of butterflies. In fact, I can see silver wash fritillaries. A couple knocking around. I think this site also does have dark green fritillary. It has brown hairstreak, which is the species I've come to see and try and photograph, actually. But good numbers of butterflies here. And if you look at these are migrant hawker dragonflies, showing you what these 1 or 2 types. There's dozens here. Good year for some dragonflies, especially the later ones. So, yeah, I'll just show you this little bit here. This is the bit where I believe brown hair streaks are, or one of the bits anyway. Let's see if we can find one. Now, just opposite that bit of meadowland I showed you, underneath the power lines there's some more across it. I think this is where we need to concentrate our efforts. We'll have a walk along there. People obviously already have, but there's this stand of blackthorn here. This is all blackthorn. And what we need, first to find one, a brown hairstreak. 2, for it to be within view or reach of the camera. Neither is easy. Looking for a particular species isn't always as straightforward as what you might imagine. If you don't know much about insects, it's the equivalent sometimes of looking for a needle in a haystack. There's a bit of buckthorn there actually, but I think along here is favourable because this is south facing, so, and there's oak at the back of it. Might see purple hairstreak. We'll see what else we can see, but it's a nice spot. Nice, quite blue, female common blue here. It's almost reminiscent of the common blues in the equine area, which do show a lot of blue on them. And this is a female showing typical egg-laying traits. There's purple hairstreak here. I've just seen purple hairstreak, but it's a cracking spot, really is. Still under the power lines. I see one possible brown hairstreak, but I can't quite get over the number of migrant hawkers, and there's the odd southern hawker or common hawker here, and there's some 3 or 4 silver wash fritillaries been along here that have been in much better nick than the one we filmed earlier. Just see what's through here. Butterflies seen, the brown algus. 1 2 common blues. There's another silver wash artillery here, not another female. So more of the same through here. Botticello in harness, yet another one. Oh, I've got some buckthorn here, and on here are at least 2 adult box bugs and 1 nymph. Box bug, yet another species of bug, relatively new to the UK. Well, to the not bollocks. Oh, well, this is buckthorn, and on buckthorn, in the middle of the screen where this leaf's been eaten, there's 2 nymphs of box bug. There has been 2 adults, but they've been flighty. And box bug is another species, relatively new to Nottinghamshire, and for a number of years we just had records from the Beeston and Attenborough area. But then late last year I started looking on yews and ivy in churchyards, and promptly turned it up in every churchyard I looked in. So it's increasing and is now throughout Nottinghamshire. Buckthorn's not an everyday shrub that you find, so it's a nice record. Box bug down here. Look at the dragonflies over there, look at it when you'll make them out. Unbelievable. Purple hairstreak in the middle of the picture, sort of facing away. It's in this oak, so not easy to get to, but there. My arms aren't quite long enough. This, the second that I've seen. Yeah, purple hairstreak. In a way, it's a shame it's not brown, but to get a shot of purple hairstreak like this, I'm very pleased with. It is about 8-9 feet off the ground, and I've had to grab hold of the branch and pull the branch down. And this is a butterfly of the treetops. It looks like a female from what I can tell, and the lack of purple would suggest that. But yeah, very much butterfly of the treetops, flying around the tops of oaks, which is the larval food plant, but also spending a lot of time in ash, if ash is available, and never usually coming down to lower levels. although they are known to drop to lower levels in periods of extreme heat. So like on a really hot afternoon, Gary Wilson and myself had them in Cotgrave Forest, they'll often drop into the shade if it was an incredibly hot day. But I tell you what, you can't get a much better shot than that. It's just a shame it's so breezy. But there we go, purple hairstreak. And there's me holding the branch. So, very pleased with it. Oh, there's a hint of purple. But I'm happy with that. We just want its brown counterpart. I think it's just a case of concentrating along these areas of blackthorn along here. There's a couple of silverwash fritillaries along here, and just looking, same as just found the purple hairstreak. You're just looking for that bit of movement. It's certainly warm enough, and thankfully it's sheltered here, which is good. Almost like having a little break for me. The pine there, a couple of pines caught on fire, whether it's lightning damage, probably, it's just 2 trees. But it's not often you can say, I'm having a day away today, having a day off. Where are you going? Cockgrave. It's not the sort of thing you normally say. You normally say I'm having a day at Skeg Bakers. I smell a creosote or whatever they're not meant to use now. Oh, there's a Queen Bombacypnorum. Tucked away in there. Yeah, part of this place is pine forest, as it is here, but then there are parts that are deciduous. It's a good bit of woodland. Parts of it are for sale, apparently. Some new fencing. Someone spent a lot of money. This is some place I'll definitely come again. Well, I'm not going home yet, so still not found my quarry. A very nice comma. Beautiful things. Look tatty, but they're not. Wings down, you see how breezy it is. And this looks to be the form Hutchinsoni, which is lighter underneath. And this is the one that produces a second brood. The normal comma is darker underneath. And so there's one or two commas here. Plenty of peacocks. And plenty of brimstones, which are both just hatching out now as adults. And both brimstone and peacock tend to go into hibernation quickly once the budlies are over. You not usually see either species before spring. So we'll carry on down here. Right down to that blackthorn there on the left hand side and right hand side, and see if we can have any luck. Just found this rather nice pug caterpillar. Certainly nicely marked. And it's feeding on Centauria. Now there is a pug with Centauriana or something like that in the name, and I can't remember what it is. It's a nice coloured caterpillar. So it's sort of a pale green, very pale, almost duck egg blue I suppose really, with these purple triangular patterns down the length of the back. And as we don't know what it is, we take it home and rear it through.